right, man. Cade Cunningham looked to be in all-star form last night versus the Miami Heat. I just felt in the first half he didn't have no help. You know what I'm saying? You look at that starting lineup, he was the only, he had to be the aggressor scoring the ball. Killian can't score the ball. Stewart really ain't no scorer. Durn got in foul trouble. He really ain't no scorer. He's turned up in the second half, though. A Short Thompson really ain't no scorer. So, you know, in that lineup, it's supposed to be more of a defensive lineup. You know, and one thing I liked about it was they took quality shots. Even Killian Hayes getting a 10 to 15 foot and not selling. Well, he settled for 6 threes and missed all over him. So I think it's some adjustments that need to be made with the Pistons. I think Cade Cunningham need instant help in that lineup with another scorer until Bojanovic get back. And the question is, can you count on Bojanovic? And people will say, well, what about Jay Ivey right now? I don't know what's wrong with Ivey right now. Ever since the Summer League, and I kind of spoke on this in the Miami Heat video, the post-game reaction video, I spoke on it. It's just like, maybe he's trying to play us well out of Detroit. He looks sloppy, pressing. And this is why I say you can't continue to overlap young talent with young talent because, you know, it's just a lot. It's people going to be pressing, people livelihoods, jobs on the line. You got to pick up and move and blase this, blase that. So you got young guys competing with young guys and ain't nobody learning nothing because they all young. You see what I'm saying? With veterans, at least you learn something. You know at some point they going to give you the keys to the kingdom. When you got Sasser and Hayes and Cade and Sure all overlapping each other, it's natural that somebody going to press and try to be something that they naturally ain't. That's natural. Ivy need to calm down and just play his game. But until he learned to protect the ball, it's tough seeing him getting major minutes, man. I can see him being out of here pretty soon. And I just think it's all because he pressing because, you know, I just don't make no sense. But with Cade, he just needs some help. You know, Burke took an ill-advised shot at the end of the game that I didn't like last night. That wasn't his shot to take at the end. You know, Stewart, Bagley all stepped up. Durn stepped up in the second half. He got some help, but he needs some perimeter scoring. Even when you get Bojanovic back, you need somebody in that. You need somebody that's gonna spell Bojanovic and give you buckets. And right now, Ivy ain't looking like that guy. But to speak on Cade before we talk about getting him more help, I mean, he looked good out there. I mean, everything they were saying in Team USA select practice with the USA team, they had no answer for him. And imagine when he finally get his legs back under him, Bam Adebayo won't block that shot. When Cade gets some lift and Cade, you know, get comfortable with physically out there and be able to 100%, you know, commit to the grind and commit to his moves, it's a wrap. The mid-range was great. I like to see him post up a little bit. The jumper looked great. And last year it was videos and pictures of his legs when he was shooting the jumper, where his legs was pointed in. I forget what they call that, because when you point out they sloop pigeon-toed. He was shooting pigeon-toed. You know what I'm saying? He was literally shooting pigeon-toed, and I was like, man, he looked pale, he looked lethargic, he don't look the same, and apparently, you know, he wasn't the same. He had an injury, and apparently they put a rod in his leg too. So there's an adjustments being made physically. But last night the jumper looked good, physically getting to the rim looking good. The lift ain't all the way there, but it's gonna get there. He looked like a bona fide top 15 player last night. He came out, y'all want to say why he was more aggressive than passing it? I mean, he was the only scorer in the goddamn starting lineup. This is why I said Bojanovic probably gonna be the leading scorer for the Pistons because, you know, the question is, if Bojanovic get back in the lineup, him and Cade gonna be a 1-2 punch. But the question is, you know, do they then let a Short Thompson facilitate the offense, or Cade be able to find the balance where he facilitate and score? And I think it's going to be the latter half where he able to find the balance to facilitate and score. You know what I'm saying? I think he find the balance. He's going to find the balance. But I like him being aggressive, but I also like him facilitating and playmaking. But when you got other people out there that ain't facilitating and playmaking, who can't score the basketball, who can't shoot, then it becomes an issue. Now, do they have shooters on the team? Yup, Monty Morris will be back. Marcus Sasser up in there. Livers, you can't count on Livers. You know what I'm saying? They got guys who can shoot and score the basketball. But like I said, Isaiah Stewart, Short Thompson, and Durant in the same lineup, they need somebody else out there that at least can stretch the floor and shoot the ball. You know, and that's the issue. That's why I would have went with, man, my lineup would be this, and I'm going to do a video on Sasser. My lineup would be Cade, Sasser, Ashur, Bojanovic, and Durant. That would be my lineup. I think Bojanovic might be a defensive upgrade from Stewart. Where he's a downgrade with Stewart at his rebounding. That's the only issue you got. But with a Short Thompson give you rebounding, I think you would be happy with what he make up rebounding, what you lack there. That'll be what I roll with. I would love to have Sasser off the bench. I would love to have Bojanovic, but I just think they need that extra kick in the lineup. But I would like to see when Bojanovic get back what it looked like with Bojanovic and Cade, and then you go from there. But Cade looked like a star last night. Now, you know, just because you do it in one game, will he come back versus Charlotte on Friday and Saturday versus Chicago and look good again? That's the number one question. Can he be consistent? That's what's stopping guys from being all-star caliber players. You know what Tatum and Brown gonna give you every night. You know what Giannis and Dame gonna give you every night. You know what Maul and Jokic gonna give you every night. You know what LeBron and AD will. LeBron gonna give you every night. You know what they gonna give you every night. So Cade got to be consistent with his play. Most likely his scoring. But he was a bona fide stud out there last night. Didn't like the last shot they drew up. They had Isaiah Stewart open in a wide corner, but I don't think Killian felt comfortable making a cross-court pass, or he felt comfortable with giving Stewart a 10 to 15-foot jumper, or even if Stewart took a dribble or two or cut to the basket, he felt comfortable with that. I think they made it clear they wanted to get it to Cade, but I didn't like the flare up with 2.5 seconds left. The flare up to the 30-footer, I ain't like that. Even though it wasn't a bad shot, it wasn't a bad, it looked like he could have had a chance to go in. But no, I think you want to kind of maybe worst case scenario use him as a decoy and use somebody else out there who's a shooter. But I think Bojanovic come back in those situations. You can't key in on Cade Cunningham as much. But yeah, man, Cade looked like a star out there last night. But the question is, to be an all-star and for them to get them type of wins, I think they got to stop turning the ball over. They got to give them some more help out there. And, you know, they got to be consistent, man. You know, defensively, man, they wasn't too bad last night, especially down the stretch. How they play defense in the fourth quarter is how they got to play defense for 4 quarters. How they turn the ball over in the first quarter, they can't do that. They had like 13, 12 turnovers in the first quarter. And I understand everybody knew training camp ain't that long and everybody got to learn each other. I understand that. I understand that. I really do. I really do. I understand it. But, you know, I understand it. But, we'll see. So, hopefully they continue to grow, get better. They gave us some hope. You know, should have won the game at the end. Shouldn't have got back down that behind. But the bench got a jail, and then you're going to get some guys back on the bench. Livers and Monty Morris on the bench. So, that's the thing about it. That's the thing about it. There's got a lot of gelling and camaraderie. All that camaraderie got to come together. I think you see less turnovers. I think you see guys fall out the lineup. I think Ivy's going to get traded. I could just tell. I know exactly what's going on with him. I'm not saying he intentionally trying to play his way out of Detroit, but he pressing too much because they continue to draft the same players at the same positions. And he feel under pressure. And any young guy would. So, especially when you like the team in the city you're playing for. So, it is what it is, man. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Financially, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $CJGood313. Venmo, CJGood313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram. I'm everywhere. Check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. That's in the link tree. Check out my main channel, Goodfella TV. That link's in the link tree. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Peace.